Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Bronx Baseball and Beer.
Beer.
Notter.
Beer.
It's Scottso and Notter. I'm back from vacation. I'm still in vacation mode, Notter. But I am ready to talk some Yankees baseball. I'm ready to talk some Major League Baseball. I'm ready to get it rolling, baby. Let's go. I missed the show. I missed you guys. We're going to talk about it right now.
SeatGeek. Our first date was at a basketball game.
Just what every girl wants, right?
What? What's more romantic than two people sharing their passion?
No, you're right. It was actually pretty romantic.
And we had great seats. Remember?
We even made it to the kiss cam. That's when I knew it was for real.
I won twice that night.
Get your seat tickets to sports, concerts, and live events. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Use code BronxBBB.
It's about time we got to work. There we go.
Red Bull gives you wings.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the show. Bronx Baseball and Beer, episode number 68. Time's flying, Notter. It's already the end of August. It's winning time in Major League Baseball. And right now, the Yankees ain't been doing much winning.
Yeah, no, it's been a struggle. It's unfortunate to see the team take such a downward spiral, but listen, we're on a 2-game winning streak right now. You know, we beat Scherzer last night. That's got to be a huge confidence boost. I should say Benintendi and Judge and DJ beat Scherzer, but no, it was huge. That was a huge victory for us. And it's great to see Benintendi finally starting to hit, and he's starting to roll a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, there's some legitimate concerns for this team still. You know what I mean? Listen, what are we, 8 games now? Still 8 games?
I think it's 8 games. Did Toronto play last night? Are they off?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look now. Bad on me. But no, I mean, we've definitely been struggling. It's clear. I'm hoping that beating Scherzer, and hopefully we can take one tonight in the Bronx and kind of move on, and hopefully we can catch some fire here soon. Yeah,
it's still 8 games. The Yankees are still 8 games ahead of the Blue Jays and the Rays. The Rays have been red hot. The last 7-3 in their last 10 games. They've been playing really good baseball. The Blue Jays coming around a little bit. I mean, the Blue Jays caught the Yankees at the right time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we had a 16-game lead. They've cut that in half over the last 6 or 7 weeks. I mean, listen, the Yankees have just you can put it right on the offense. I'm putting it on the offense. There has been a few stretches where the pitching was not great.
Right.
But I'm putting all of this we're under 500 since July 1st.
Yep.
Which is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I blame myself because I laughed when I said we're not going to go 500 the rest of them. I mean, I guess I was right.
Right.
So I said the Yankees would still win 107 games if they went 500.
Toronto didn't play last night, by the way.
And Toronto did not play last night.
They did not play. No, thank you, Joe. We're here with Joe too, folks.
Joe's in there. Joe's in the house.
Joe's in the house with us.
It's a new member of the show.
Yes.
It's the third leg.
Yes. It is the third leg. And
he's a Red Sox fan.
That's true.
So we're allowing him to be in our presence during Bronx Baseball and Beer.
There he is.
You're welcome for Benintendi, by the way.
Yes.
You haven't had Benintendi in like 3 years.
Hey, but that's a handover guy.
Nintendo.
He only really played for the Red Sox.
He won a World Series with the Red Sox.
It was the years with Kansas City. We don't even remember him. Now he's a Yankee.
He won a World Series with the Red Sox.
He did. He was a part
of
the
2018.
He was part of the 2018 team.
The cheater team, yeah.
Listen, I think the cheater team. No, I like I said before, I think Benintendi's heating up at the right time.
Absolutely.
And his batting average dropped like 16 points since he's been with the Yankees, which has been a little rough, but he's starting to find it.
He is.
And he's looking a little bit more comfortable. And
we've won 2 in a row, and both games you could say that Benintendi was the reason, or a very large part of the reason. And I would also say our pitching, even over this losing streak, our pitching has been actually probably above average to pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
I mean, we shouldn't be losing games 4-0. We shouldn't be getting. First of all, we shouldn't be getting shut out.
No,
we've been shut out 6 times already this year.
Mm-hmm.
We should back to back for the first time since what they say 1916 or something like that.
Something like that. Yep.
We shouldn't be getting shut out at all.
No,
with this team. But we both said it. And we talked a lot of shit when the Yankees were atop of Major League Baseball.
We still technically
because you can. I mean, listen,
we are.
We're still in first place.
Yeah.
We still have one of the best 5 records in the league. They're still a good baseball team. They hit a rut. But both of us said it beginning of the season. This is the team, Notter, that we thought we were going to get the entire season.
Oh, 100%.
They were definitely overachieving, and we both said it back in June. Sure. This team is overachieving, but we were gonna ride the train until the wheels fell off. Now, one of those wheels is kind of wobbly right now.
I would say 2 out of the 4 are wobbly. I'm gonna say we're
not
operating at like 50%.
I'm not gonna say that because I think all of our problems stem. In my opinion, this is just me. I'm not an expert. I'm just a talking head on your TV.
Sure.
I think all their problems stem from the bottom third of the lineup. It's all from the bottom third.
So
of the lineup.
you're saying the problems are stemming from
offensively, the bottoms.
IKF, Aaron Hicks.
You're not a talking head. You're Johnny Bench.
That's right. I am Johnny Bench, the greatest catcher of all times. And listen, I know I'm a Yankee fan, and Yogi Berra was, the most decorated catcher in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the all-time,
I met Johnny Bench. I met Johnny Bench. Amazing guy.
He's amazing. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah. Yep.
And me being a catcher, he is. I mean,
now I got to ask.
That was my guy.
And we'll get back to what we were talking about in a second. But was the Reds jersey a purchase after watching the Field of Dreams game or during the Field of Dreams game?
No,
sometimes I'll do that.
One.
I'll see. I was watching the Field of Dreams game, and I was this close to ordering one of the old school Reds hats because I love the hats.
Yeah.
So I was wondering because you sent me the link, and for my wife that might be watching right now, maybe not. I didn't order any jerseys. I know another football jersey came in the other day. I apologize. But
good Christmas gift though for the wife.
It is. Yeah. Listen, now she doesn't have to buy me anything though, because I just buy all my own jerseys. I got a couple of the new Giants jerseys that they just came out with that came in the mail the other day. But I was wondering if that was a purchase from the Field of Dreams game.
No. Well,
I know you've always been a Johnny Bench fan.
I've been a Johnny Bench guy.
Sure.
And I remember, if you remember during the lockout, I was searching high and low. I wanted a Johnny Bench jersey.
You watched the documentary, didn't you?
Oh, it was after. So it was after my good friend Mary Lou. She took me to Mohegan for the baseball dinner.
Oh yeah.
And Johnny Bench was there, and Willie Randolph was there, and Chris Chambliss was there, and Bobby Valentine was there.
Nettles, I think.
Greg Nettles was there. So it was. I mean, for me, that was a dream come true, except for Bobby Valentine. I mean, I could take him. I like Bobby, but I mean, I wasn't there to see Bobby Valentine.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
hated that clown.
Yeah, I was there to see. I was there to see the GOAT. Johnny Bench. I was there to see Willie because Willie's one of my favorite Yankees of all time.
Yeah.
And of course, that was my era with Nettles and Chambliss and Randolph, that whole 70s team. Those were my childhood heroes. So I was there for that. But I had a chance to have a face-to-face with Johnny Bench, and it just made me fall back in love with him all over again.
Sure.
And I came home, and then I watched that documentary on MLB Network. And
sounds like you caught feelings pretty hard.
He was up in my feels, man. He was legit one of the nicest human beings you've ever met in your life. He took the time for everybody who wanted to shake his hand and get a picture. I didn't ask him for his autograph.
Right.
I wanted a picture with him, and I just wanted to shake his hand and talk to him and tell him a little bit about myself, about what he meant to me growing up and being a baseball fan. He was the reason him and Thurman were the reason I was a catcher.
You were a catcher, right?
So, but yeah, that's not to get too far off the rails.
No, but I love.
But that's why I'm wearing the 1975 Big Red Machine.
I love
who beat the Red Sox, I do believe, in 7 games.
Yep.
Which was one of the greatest World Series of all times, by the way.
Yeah.
That Game 6 was absolutely amazing. If you have a chance to ever see that on the MLB Network, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I met Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench when I was the bat boy at the Norwich Navigators.
Yeah.
And they used to do the Hall of Fame games there. And like Carlton Fisk and George Brett and Gary Carter was there one year.
Another great catcher.
Catcher. Johnny Bench was there, and that's where I met him there. I met Dave Winfield there. That was the best. Man.
And I think about
the best summer of my life
when I was growing up watching baseball, and the people that had influence over me because I was a catcher. It was Johnny Bench. It was, I mean, how many great catchers were there? Tony Pena, Johnny Bench, Gary Carter, Thurman Munson, Rick Cerrone, Benito Santiago. I mean, you could go on and on and on on the catchers that were back in the day. There was another guy. I can't remember the guy. Yeager, Steve Yeager.
Oh, that's a name drop.
From the Dodgers. I remember he had like big giant 70s glasses. There were so many great catchers back in the day. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. So if somebody's watching, drop another 70s awesome catcher for me, because I'm
Chris Holdridge says Ivan Rodriguez.
Yeah, Carlton Fisk.
Yeah.
Well, Pudge was more
Pudge
as I was older. I'm talking about 70s, 80s. Pudge was later in
I tell you
the
what,
90s.
like if you look, and I kind of like, this is actually a good conversation because we're kind of going back in time a little bit. But if you look at the catchers back then, they don't make them like that anymore, man. You can't find a stud catcher anymore. Probably look at a kid like Adley Rutschman for the Orioles right now, who is raking. The kid he's going to be a great catcher, great ball player, but
great pickup by me in fantasy.
Oh yeah, I tried. Yeah, that's true. Joe, I did try to get him in a trade in fantasy baseball.
I actually going to use Joe for a second. So there was one year that I think Johnny Bench played behind the plate. It had to be, I think it was 138 games. Joe, could you look that up for me? How many games was his most in a season? He played behind the plate. Like, you don't see that. You see most of these guys now are 95, 100 games. They're not catching 100 games behind the plate. Johnny Bench. No. I want to say we talked about it. He told me, I think it was for some reason 138 games in one season. And he played with a collapsed lung.
I know he did. It's wild.
It was 158 games in the 1970 season.
Dude, in the season.
158
that doesn't happen anymore.
He caught 158 games in the season. Now you can listen, all you guys out there, you're old school guys. You talk about how pitchers are soft nowadays because back when Roland Ryan threw 300 innings and he threw 190 pitches per game. Yeah. Great. But he only pitched 5 every 5th day. Okay. Now you have too many specialists. You have lefty specialists. You have righty specialists. You have guys who sinker ball specialists. There's too many guys for guys to pitch that much anymore. And there's too much money involved. But when you talk about tough guys, you got to go with guys like Johnny Bench.
Yeah.
You go to guys like, and I hate to say it because I dislike him immensely. You go to guys like Pete Rose. Yeah. You go to guys like who was super. I mean, that guy was tough as nails, bro.
Yeah.
Any of those old school guys who just played the game hard. You know what I mean? I'll even go into the 90s. You pick Albert Bell. Albert Bell played the game hard.
Albert Bell would just level you rounding the bases. He didn't give a shit. You know,
but just those kind of guys. Those were the tough guys in baseball. No, I mean, I'm taking nothing away.
Yeah.
From the Ryan Express. That dude was a badass.
Yeah.
Him and Bob Gibson were the most intimidating people to ever step on a mound. But dude, you got to go back. You roll back the clock. You guys, Munson and Johnny Bench and those kind of guys. They were just
different breed, man.
It's a different breed of guys. And baseball is a different game now. I get it.
Sure.
It's more of a finesse game now. It's not, gritty, tough as nails guys anymore. You're more of a finesse. The game is faster now. So you don't have those lumbering guys that would just bowl you over because you're not even allowed to do that anymore.
No, you're not. I mean, and Chris Holdridge brings up a good point, Buster Posey. And the reason why we can't, one of the many reasons, but one of the reasons why we can't, do any more collisions at the plate is because of Buster Posey.
He almost died like 7 times on the field.
Almost lost his leg, for God's sakes, man,
Yeah, the guy was again another. They don't make him like that dude anymore. He's probably one of the last.
I bet you he is one of the more recent catchers that's caught. I bet over 100 games, easily. I bet
158 games for Johnny Bench.
Yeah. But do you guys remember that season when Pudge Rodriguez caught the ball at home plate and was getting trucked? I think it was against the.
And then he did
and he held up. And the Marlins won the World Series that year. I mean, that's something you're saying they can't do anymore, but that's a memory that sticks out to me. Like,
even though it was against my Yankees,
it's a huge baseball play.
That was an awesome play.
The play at the plate is, next to probably obviously like the double play when it's a tight game and you need those 2 outs. But the plate's the most exciting.
Had a great one last night in the Yankees-Mets game.
Yeah.
Nice. And Benintendi.
Yep.
Let's talk about that for a second, right?
Sure.
We're going to skip ahead of where I wanted to talk about. But let's talk about that play for a minute because it goes way deeper than Benintendi running bases well. Because let's go back to why he was even on base in the first place. Right? So we started off the game in the top of the first.
Yep.
Herman drilled. I can't remember the guy from the Mets. He drilled the leadoff hitter from the Mets. I can't remember his name. Blaha or blah blah blah.
Yeah,
whatever that guy's name is. I don't follow the Mets, so I don't care.
Yeah,
whatever that guy's name was, he hit that guy. Now let's be honest, it wasn't on purpose.
No, of course not.
But when you're pitching against a guy like Max Scherzer, he's old school. Okay, that's not the guy you want to play with.
Max is a honey badger.
The first thing Max did was first batter for the Yankees, Benintendi, boom, he drilled him. Benintendi took the base, and they made him pay for it.
Yeah,
he went first to second, and then first to third on a base hit, and then he scored on a tag up. Okay, so he tags up, close play at the plate. He was first. I thought, he might be out, but then they showed the slow mo, and he was definitely safe. Got his hand in there before. I think his hand was already across the plate when he was tagged.
Right.
First of all, what a great throw by Starling Marte.
Oh yeah,
that was an absolute
Marte,
pill.
I don't care what anybody says. He's super underrated.
He's very underrated.
He's kind of just like flies under the radar.
Yeah,
and you would have thought because he went to the Mets in the offseason. That was a big trade for them. A lot of people didn't
very
talk
underrated
about
trade.
Very
underrated
absolutely.
trade. We wanted it. Remember, we were kind of pissed about that.
Yep.
Especially because it was the Mets.
Yeah,
but it was a great throw by Marte, right on the money. I mean, the tag was put down, but Benintendi was already safe.
Right.
So the Mets feel. So I forget who's the Mets. Who's the Mets first baseman? First base
Alonso?
coach. First base coach for the Mets. I want to say it's Cora. Joey Cora.
Is it Joey?
Joey Cora comes running to the dugout to tell Buck Showalter, "You got to appeal this. He left early." When they showed the replay, and he clearly didn't leave early.
Right.
You're correct.
Perfectly timed tag up by Benintendi. So the Mets want to appeal. So they're just standing there. Scherzer's just standing there with the ball. So Rizzo, who got the base hit.
Sorry, Wayne Kirby.
What's that?
Wayne Kirby is the first base coach for the Mets.
Okay. Why did I think it was Joey Cora?
Well, you're right. He's the third base coach.
Okay.
You're right on.
So he might have been the one that said it. He ran to the dugout.
He ran.
Yeah, you're right. It was third base because they're in Yankee Stadium. So he ran to the Mets dugout on third base.
Yes, on the third base side.
So I was a little dyslexic on that.
No, it's fine.
So Scherzer's standing there deciding whether they want to challenge it to appeal it. And Rizzo, who's on first base, who got Benintendi over to the third to begin with, decides, I'm going to run. I'm running. So he takes off for second base. You can see him dancing, and he just takes off. Scherzer goes, well, shit, I got to throw him out. So he throws the ball into center field.
Love the play.
Loved it. Rizzo goes to third. And then meanwhile, Lindor is like freaking out. Like he's like waving his arms and yelling.
He was like sprinting in.
He was yelling to the umpire, and the umpire said dead ball. And then Lindor wouldn't shut up. And you could read the lips.
You don't need John Boy for that one.
You don't need John Boy to read the lips of it. Anthony Rizzo is walking back to first base, and he says it with the most condescending look on his face. He goes, "Shut the fuck up." Dude, that was the moment, the seminal moment for the 2022 Yankees.
Yeah.
Was that moment right there. That might be the turning point of our season.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We're bringing it back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in the beginning of the season, Ryan Ruocco and CeCe had Aaron Hicks on, and one of the things was, that they were saying is, hey, you need a little bit of FU. You need a little bit of FU in you in order to
have some
win.
FU.
Have some FU in you. And dude, Rizzo, of all the people, Rizzo is not that guy. But yeah, you know what? He's taking a major leadership role in that dugout.
Yeah. So let's be honest. So Francisco Lindor is a punk.
Yeah,
he's a whiner.
I like Lindor.
I don't.
I like his attitude.
I like his game.
I like his attitude with his teammates this year. I think you're seeing him do a lot of things this
That's
year.
All Buck
that
Showalter, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
That's 100%.
I think Buck reeled him in a little bit.
100%.
Because one, Lindor wasn't playing up to his contract.
How old is Buck Showalter? He's got to be like 102 by now.
I think he's 67 years old.
He's managed more teams than.
I think Buck is 67. Who's fact checking that?
I'm checking it right now.
So I love the fact that Rizzo went right at Lindor and he said, "Shut the fuck up."
66.
Oh, I was close.
You were close.
I like Buck, man. I like Buck.
I love him. I was so mad when the Mets got him because I knew it was going to happen when the Mets got him. I knew it.
But I think that is exactly, like you said, Scott, exactly what the Yankees needed. Rizzo said it, and he's like, listen, and that is a play that has been tried by a couple of teams these days, this season. I mean, with like they're checking for the replay, so guys are just kind of taking off or doing whatever. But no, yeah, listen, and we have another big game coming up tonight. Taijuan Walker's pitching. It was going to be DeGrom.
It's going to be DeGrom, but the Mets punked out.
And
the Mets punked out. I don't want to hear it. There is nothing that the Met fans are going to say, or Buck Showalter is going to say, or that idiot Howie Rose in the booth, who I just can't stand. By the way, he calls a great game, but
he does call a good game.
I want to punch him right in his face. I don't like him. I dislike him. I think he's smarmy is a good word to use for that guy. Like, because I had a long thought about when I was trying to go back to sleep this morning. I had a long shower thoughts this morning.
Sure.
As a Yankee fan, why do I hate the Mets? I don't hate the Mets.
You do hate the Mets.
No, I don't hate the Mets.
Because New York has always been a Yankee town.
Because we, as a Yankee fans,
City,
we should not hate the Mets. We have no reason to hate the Mets.
Yeah, we do.
No.
It's a rivalry, man. Listen, there's only room for one New York baseball team in
27-2. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
27-2. The Mets haven't been relevant since the 1980s.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't hate Mets fans because they're not even at our level.
Wait.
Or not. I'm sorry, not Mets fans. Not Mets fans. I meant Mets.
Getting ahead of me now.
The organization, because we all know how you feel about Mets fans.
Correct.
Yeah, but are you both Giants fans?
Yes.
And do you hate the Jets?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
I hate them.
I don't. They suck.
They
so
do.
It's like
It's just a curious question. I'm like, you guys, there's more teams in New York for football.
I always felt bad for the Jets. I dislike Jet fans.
Do you hate the Bills?
I love the Bills,
but you're a Giants fan.
Joe, it's okay. The Bills have. I also like the Patriots.
Interesting.
Yeah,
and I love Tom Brady, and I hate the Giants.
That's okay. You're a Patriots fan. You have every reason to hate the Giants.
Yeah, that's true.
I have no reason to hate the Patriots.
Oh man, I can't wait.
We own them. We own the Patriots.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's for another show. That's for another show on another day.
That's in a
couple weeks. Eli Manning was down.
Anywho. I digress.
You hit a spot.
I did.
You hit a spot for Scott there. He's got a thing for Eli too. So it's we all did.
I usually feel bad for Jet fans though, because they're the doormat of the NFC East, AFC East. I mean, and they're one of the doormats of the NFL with the Lions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they're just one of the doormats in the NFL. It's Jet fans. Yeah. They're annoying, and I used to feel bad for them until 2000 Christmas Eve 2011. We were playing the Jets, and it was in MetLife Stadium, and so they were the home team because they were the home team that day. So the stadium was green, okay, which is so lame. Don't even get me on that thing with MetLife Stadium. Dump. So if you go in the corridors of MetLife Stadium, in the corridor going to the locker room are all the Super Bowl championship logos for the New York Giants. Well, the players decided they were going to cover those up with Jet banners, which, okay. Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because as a Jet, you're never going to touch that, first of all.
Yeah.
You got one back when Joe Namath still had good knees. All right. Before I was born.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to be 52 in 2 days. All right. So there you go.
Yeah.
But then they just went off about how they did the whole, Syndergaard where New York is a Jets town, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. Because they were having a pretty good season then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then 99.5 yards later, there's salsa dancing in the end zone. And we just took off and we won the Super Bowl by being the Patriots again.
Yeah.
And but the Jets kind of kickstarted that, but I thought it was disrespectful. And that's why I hate the Jets. Anyway, let's go back to the Mets because that's why we were really talking about.
So is that
Mets and Jets?
Right.
Nets too. I hate the Nets. And Mets, Jets, Nets, and Islanders.
Mike said, hating the Jets is like hating the kid with the limp in gym class.
Well, he was always the first kid I threw the ball at in dodgeball. You're out. So, Met fans, 2022, they're having a great season. But all of a sudden, they're chirpy. They haven't done anything yet. They haven't done anything they went to the World Series in 2015 and got swept by the Royals. Congratulations. Your little National League Championship banner is very cute.
I just don't see. I don't know.
That's why I hate the Mets, because Met fans are chirpy. They were chirpy that year in 2015 when they went to the World Series, and it was so glorious to see them get swept. And now they're chirpy again like they're king shit.
They are a good team.
They're a very good team.
They're a very,
I have
very
the utmost respect for what they're accomplishing.
Yeah.
I have the utmost respect for the players on their team and the utmost respect for their management and leadership on that team. But Met fans, just pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
you haven't done anything yet.
I think
you're only 2 games on the Braves, by the way.
I think they're 3. Yeah, it's 3.
Is it 3?
3 games.
I thought it was 2.
But either way, listen, they have a very tough. I mean, the Braves are really good.
The Braves are very good,
and the Braves have been giving them a hard time as of late. So, I think the Mets are a good baseball team. I think they have definitely. I mean, I still, even with DeGrom and Scherzer, and
can they beat LA?
I think the Mets can beat LA.
I think they can too.
So. I think
if they go
because of their
DeGrom
pitching.
and Scherzer 1-2. That's tough. But will their hitting be able to, and their bullpen, because they got a lot of young kids in that team.
They do.
Scherzer is going to be the key. Will he make it through the whole season? Will he get dead arm again? Because he's pitched a lot of innings.
Listen, he's not going to have a choice. I said this in the beginning of the season. That dead arm thing, the fact that happened, and that doesn't happen in New York, man. You go out and pitch.
Go.
And I mean, unless he's physically unable to pitch, like dead arm. I mean, he threw a lot of innings that year. Don't get me wrong, but he's had some time off this year because of his hip.
Right.
So I think his arm is going to be okay. But you think that the Mets are going to be happy if they're playing the Yankees in the World Series and Scherzer's going out for game 1 or game 5 or game 7? I got dead arm. Sorry. That's not acceptable.
No.
Not for $43 million a year.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just not acceptable.
But
if Garrett Cole had dead arm, I would fully expect Garrett Cole to at least go out there and throw. If he could, CC Sabathia would go out there and throw.
Listen, if you put a gun to my head and told me to pick the 2 teams for the World Series right now, I'm taking a rematch of last year. I mean,
yeah,
I'm taking Braves and Astros. I like the Dodgers, but the Dodgers have a history of.
I think the Dodgers are just too good right now.
The Dodgers are good. But they've been slipping a little bit.
Yeah,
they're 6-4 in their last 10 after they won 12 in a row.
Yeah,
they're slipping a little bit because they've had some injuries. Right, Kershaw's done.
Yeah,
they just had another guy get hurt.
Dustin May back though.
Dustin
May's a stud.
They had another one of their other pitchers just got hurt, went on the IL. So yeah. I mean, listen, the Dodgers are a very good baseball team, but like somebody said yesterday,
Joey Gallo, man.
Oh,
they have Joey Gallo.
I mean, Joey Gallo. There you go. That should make them the clear favorite.
Joey Gallo.
Joe loves to bust our balls about Joey Gallo. Listen, Joey Gallo's playing good baseball.
He still sucks
because you guys.
He sucks less.
He's
than
got
he
a beard now. No, he just needed his facial hair back.
A little bit less than he did in New York.
Let's look at this. And I posted it on our Instagram today. Let's take a quick look at the stats of Joey Gallo with the beard. So these are his number, and mind you, they're still not fantastic numbers, but with the beard. He's got a 212 batting average. Fantastic. 41 home runs, 90 RBIs, 110 hits, 837 OPS. When he was with the Yankees, 159 average, 29 home runs, 53 RBIs, 78 hits, and a 660 OPS.
So that was since he's been with the Dodgers, he's batting 267 with 3 home runs. Yeah. And that's not that bad.
How many strikeouts?
He's got quite a few. I bet he's
got 14.
Yeah, 14. Yeah. I thought I saw
how many ABs?
Today.
Like 26, 27 at bats.
He's playing great defensively.
30.
Too.
It's half. He strikes out half of his bats.
But you know what, though? LA appreciates him still.
Oh, that's fine. I liked him. Yeah. I wish the Yankee fans would have embraced him more, right? Because we know certain people who just rode his ass. Right? Yeah. You and I supported him. You and I liked him. We wanted him to get off the schneid. And every Yankee fan wanted him to get off the schneid.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'd still rather have Joey Gallo than Aaron Hicks.
I would rather have, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the.
We're freeloading today, guys.
We are. We're just all over the place. We're all over the map.
Scott's in vacation.
I'm still in vacation mode.
We're having a couple Johnny Lesters. We're just gonna free ball it here.
Wait,
we just talked about the New York Jets.
I did.
I like it though. Let's go.
But we're throwing darts at the wall, and I have things in my head, and I even wrote them down.
It's been a while. It's been a while since you've been in the chair, so you want to get a lot of stuff off your chest.
I do.
You know what I mean?
So. Let's talk about
Scottso was holding court on the cruise. He was doing his own podcast.
I should have. If I had service, I would have
everybody down. He's like, I got to tell you guys some stuff.
He's talking to some guy doesn't even know. Let me tell you something.
We did talk about it. Me and I had a little freak out in the pool.
Again?
I did in the pool on the cruise ship. Oh, I had a little freak out about Aaron Hicks in the pool. My son was like
looking
around,
Dad, you
splashing
okay?
in the water. It was a mess. If he's watching right now,
yeah.
So I just listen.
Aaron Hicks is
Aaron
bad.
Hicks. He's playing like Mussy out there. He's Mussy.
He sucks
right now.
Yep.
He's terrible. I love the fact that he hasn't been playing.
Oh yeah,
the team's not a coincidence. We're winning games and he's not in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's not good defensively. Now we'll say he's better defensively than Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin Gonzalez, you're a decent player. You're a good dude,
DFA'd.
bro. Why is he still on the team?
I would honestly, if I was Cashman or anybody in that organization, the fact that Marwin Gonzalez is still on that team and a guy like Oswald Cabrera is still down playing the best baseball he's ever played blows my mind. Because if you bring up Cabrera, at least, I'm sorry, not Cabrera, Peraza, Oswald Peraza, because Cabrera's up. I get them mixed up because they have like the same first name.
There's
zero reason for Marwin Gonzalez to be on this team. None.
And as much as I like the fire that Cabrera is playing with, he ain't much better, bro.
Oh, he's better. He's better all around defensively. He's made great plays at third. He's made great plays at short.
Last night, notwithstanding,
I think there was a communication error because that was Marwin's ball.
Marwin should have had that ball. That was the right fielder's ball.
You know,
but he should. Dude,
and that's just him also playing second base and not exactly.
Yeah,
he's
doing a good job.
He's doing a good job.
His jump throw the other day against
amazing. It was amazing.
The Blue Jays was Jeter-esque.
I
dare say it was a little Jeter-esque.
Yeah.
It might. That was probably as good a jump throw that guy ever made.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say that was on par with any throw that
it was
Jeter
up there.
Made.
Yeah, I would say it was up there
because he was deep in the hole at short.
And there's a lot of people that are questioning why is Cabrera Peraza's better. The reason why Cabrera's up is because he plays good defensively everywhere he goes. He made that catch over at third base. He smashed his head into the wall. He made the jump throw at short. He robbed a home run in the outfield after only playing 2 games in the outfield all year long. And he made it. He's just an all-around better player.
That's exactly why you said it. You said it, Notter.
Yeah.
He's playing because where you can plug him in anywhere on the field besides the mound and behind the plate, and he's going to do well.
He's like a DJ LeMahieu, more athletic than DJ, but DJ doesn't play the outfield. But you can put DJ anywhere in the infield except for like short, and he's going to be fine.
Let's be honest here. I better not see Josh Donaldson at third base in the playoffs.
Dude, he's been pretty good at third base, man.
Yeah,
he's been good defensively.
But his bat sucks. He can't hit.
Yeah,
he's no good.
I said on the last episode, actually, with Joe and Kev Mike, I said that Donaldson's bat, if he was hot and he was making good contact and he was producing, devastating.
Absolutely.
Devastating.
He has a good glove. He makes some great plays. He made a great play last night.
Mm-hmm. I'm confident when the ball is hit to him at third base.
Yes, me too.
I'm confident the play is going to get made.
I'm not confident when the ball's hit to IKF. Every time it's hit to him, I have to hold my breath because I'm like last night in the first inning or in the ninth inning, that slow grounder that he had to pick up, and I was like, oh God, please.
He double and triple clutches every time he goes to throw the ball.
Is he the next Chuck Knobloch?
No.
Chuck Knobloch couldn't throw the ball from second to first base.
Is that where you get he gets the yips every time the ball comes to him?
He just no good.
So IKF, if he grounds into one more double play, I'm going to take my remote and throw it at my TV. Every single time that dude comes up to the plate, he grounds into a double play.
How about IKF last night? Hit one deep in Death Valley last night.
He did hit one
into
deep.
the left center field.
He did hit one.
That's out anywhere else in the stadium, bro. I'm just telling you right now. That's a home run. Anywhere else, anywhere 10 feet right or left, that's a home run.
Yeah.
That was a bomb. And he hit his first home run.
Yep.
Against the Red Sox a couple weeks ago. So
I think
he's got to be happy in general that he got a nickname out of coming to New York. Now he's IKF.
Yeah.
I mean, if he stayed in Texas, he would just be
Kiner Falefa. Yeah.
I mean,
Wiz Falefa.
Listen, if that was our plan actually at the beginning of the year was we were just going to call him Wiz.
I'm just going to call him.
He's not a whiz. He's not a defensive.
IKF
whiz.
stands for I can't field. Yes,
I can't field. Dude, I think I think Yankee fans are being a little too harsh on IKF. He was probably told by Brian Cashman when we made the trade for him that you are legitimately only here for a year. Play the best that you can at short because we don't have anybody else that can play shortstop. And I think Yankee fans are being a little rough on him because he's not a shortstop. He's a Gold Glove third baseman. He caught a majority of the time when he was with the Rangers too. Don't forget.
Yep.
So that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a good shortstop.
Right.
And when you get the yips and then you realize in your head, like, oh shit, the ball's being hit to me. The ball's being hit to me. I don't want this. You're not going to make the play.
Right.
But you got a young kid like Cabrera, who's coming in and playing great defense, and he's confident. You could just tell he's confident. You know, his first go around with the bleacher creatures, he bites their grenade and throws it. That's awesome, dude.
I love that kid.
Got to have a little bit of swag, man. You got to have a little bit of energy, and that's why I like when the Yankees bring up these young kids.
Yeah.
Like Florial still is not the guy. Florial's not the guy. I'm not impressed. My dad texted me actually the other day. He's like, is anybody really excited for Florial? Like, he strikes out a lot of swing and misses. I'm like, yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think ultimately Cabrera I don't think you see Cabrera go back down ever. I think he's with the team. I don't think he goes back down unless at least for the rest of this season.
Who's Stanton's coming back Thursday? We're getting Giancarlo back on for the West Coast trip.
Has anybody seen his numbers in the minor leagues?
Yeah, but
on his rehab,
just his presence makes us better.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
The threat of him. I know he's been struggling a little bit. He'll get it back. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, it makes me nervous.
He'll be back. He's fine. Plus, a good team to come back against is the A's. Worst team in baseball.
Yeah.
Watch us get swept by the A's now.
Speaking of which, did you see what happened at the A's game?
I did.
It's unbelievable.
Good for them.
Listen,
good for them.
Twitter went nuts. So you got a couple that were doing some activities up in the the highest point of
and it's not like they can hide.
No, they couldn't hide because they were the only
2,600 people at the game.
Yeah, and they were getting it on up in the seats, and a lot of people, Twitter went crazy. And they're like, dang, it's more excitement in the bleacher or up in the seats than there is on the field.
They're playing it with Marlins A's.
Yeah,
just
one of the worst
people
matchups.
Did you ever see? It was during the hockey season at a Florida Panthers game. Kodak Black was up in the stands.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was getting
Yeah.
That's what
Bills fans do it all the time. Bills Mafia. You always see
they do it right on the folding tables.
When they do it right in the stadium in the bleachers.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I give them credit for trying, but you got to know when you're at the highest point at the Coliseum, you're going to be seen. There's going to be a camera being like, "Oh, look at these two guys sitting up there."
Yeah, because they're flashing between you and the other 7 people.
Like they could possibly. Well, a guy, and I think we couldn't even really see. We couldn't even really see, but they could be facing. It said online 6 months in prison for that.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think it happens. I think you got to give him. I think you got to give him a.
I give him a high five.
I give him a high five and say, "Hey,
let
listen,
him go.
Man,
Leave him alone."
You know,
there's worse things in California that need to be worrying about.
And
two people having sex in the stands.
And I can't wait. I mean, I hope one day like we get Case from Canada Dips and Dallas Braden on, because I want to talk to Dallas about the Coliseum and the Oakland A's and like his thoughts on that.
They got to move to Vegas.
They got to move
to Vegas.
I think at this point you flatten the place. And move them to Vegas.
Move to Vegas,
like Nashville, even.
Move the Rays to Nashville. Move the A's to Vegas.
Yeah,
cash cow guaranteed. Write it down.
What do you
make
think?
it happen?
What do you
Manfred?
think, Joe? Where would you?
Do you believe the news about Vegas and Gruden, Brady, Gronk?
It's a different show.
I know it's a different show, but you brought up Vegas.
I don't believe it. No, I don't. I think it's Gruden trying to be relevant.
No, I agree with.
And I think
Nashville could use a team.
Baseball will be huge in Nashville.
Huge.
They got to get out of Oakland.
They got to go to Vegas, man.
They got to go to Vegas.
Listen, the Raiders are going to win in Vegas, and they are a huge draw because not only do you have the fans, the regular fans that are from that area, but you have all those tourists coming in. Like, that's a destination.
It is.
Right? Vegas is a destination. You get Giants are playing the Raiders. Giants fans will travel to Vegas. That place will be 60% Giants fans.
That's true. That's a good point.
Same thing with Nashville. Nashville is a destination. Nashville is the country Vegas. I don't know if you've ever been to Nashville, but that's the country Vegas.
Bachelor parties.
It's awesome.
Bachelorette party.
Yeah, dude.
People like to go there.
People want to go to Nashville to see football game. Giants fans go there. Yankee fans, we're going to Nashville for this weekend series against.
Yeah, could you imagine like just getting the crew together here and be like, we're going to Nashville to watch the Yanks play?
Yeah, let's go.
We may not even make the game.
We're not even coming back. We're never coming home. Sorry.
No, I think Nashville and Vegas definitely need teams.
Yes,
no doubt.
Move the Rays to Nashville.
Chris Holdridge wants to talk about news breaking today. The Moreno family is looking to sell the Angels.
Angels.
What do we think about that? I think that was probably coming, right? I mean, maybe not selling the team, but listen, you want to talk about some of the most mismanaged contracts. Rendon contract, awful. The Trout contract is looking to be pretty awful.
Unless you're Mike Trout.
And it's
pretty awesome.
Shohei Ohtani.
They're going to have to pay that guy too.
They're not going to pay him. There's no way.
Unless they sell
There's no way they pay him. I think Shohei Ohtani becomes a American League player. Maybe wearing pinstripes. Maybe
it would be tough.
If Aaron Judge walks, he will be in pinstripes.
Dude, I'm not ready to say that because there's another team about 4 miles away from the Bronx.
So
well, speaking of the Angels, you know that they're still paying Pujols.
Yes.
So
it's not the Bobby Bonilla situation, but it's still.
I mean, who would come in? Somebody commented on a post and said that they could see like A-Rod or Jeter investing in the.
I think it was Scotty.
Was it Scotty Bergen?
Scotty Bergen said that.
I mean, what a disaster, right? Like,
if you're an Angels fan, you're pissed.
You came in this year. I think you were very high on the Angels. They started out great.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, Scotty like picked the freaking Angels and they're playing well. And then all of a sudden they went on that streak. And it's clearly not Joe Madden. Joe Madden's not the problem.
No.
You know what I mean?
But he was the fall guy.
Oh, of course. So it's a shame, really, because then you got like Mike Trout, who, I mean, that's a whole episode conversation right there.
He's coming back though. I'm good to see that he's on the road back.
But now every single season you got to wonder what part of the season he's gonna go out a couple times.
Remember there was talk a few weeks ago that he may never play again.
I know.
And now he's coming back. He's good for him. But if you're an Angels fan, dude, you just
got to be
hurting,
man. You got to be hurt. It's tough.
All right. So thanks, Chris Holdridge, for that, for inputting that. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys interacting with us on the show. We'll always talk about stuff you bring up that you want to talk about, but there are a couple more things.
Chris Holdridge also said that Nintendo is going to buy Ohtani, but I don't know what. I'm not too sure.
They probably will.
God, he threw me off.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No.
There's a couple more things I want to touch on with the Yanks real quick before we move on. We have some other major league stuff to talk about. We got our boy Marinaccio back. We got Clark Schmidt back. All is right in the world. The bullpen's looking good right now.
Kind of.
They've been even Johnny Loizaga pitched. Johnny Lasagna was good last night.
I posted last
two times out. He's been good.
I tweeted last night. I said people don't realize how important Johnny Loizaga is.
Now that King is hurt, Michael King's hurt. Loizaga becomes a very important man.
He just needs to find it, man. Loizaga, he had a phenomenal season last year. Was really off, got hurt, and if he's on, like he wasn't throwing 99, 100 a couple weeks ago.
No,
last night he was dotting at 100,
and they left him in for inning in the 30 pitch. Inning in
I didn't. Well, I
texted you. I said, "Dude, I don't like this."
Yeah, you did.
I don't like this. We're only up a run, and they brought Lasagna in with the man on first base. I'm like, this is a disaster. Waiting to happen.
I mean, I think the bullpen's in a better situation now. Efros has a little bit of a shoulder thing going on.
But we got Clark Schmidt in there. We got Marinaccio in there.
I
like it. Those kids are studs, man.
Yeah, and then we just got to kind of see, we still don't really know if Britton's going to be back. I don't really think he's going to come back this year. He might.
Maybe September.
Because I really don't think Wandy Peralta's the answer, to be honest with you. I mean, he's thrown well, but we need another lefty.
The only thing that scares me that's going to stop us from making a deep run.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to stop us from making a deep run into October is our closer situation. Until we figure that out, dude, I don't have a good feeling about any of this.
I wanted to talk to you about this because we talked about it when we had the Bronx Muchachos on when they came on and filled in for you when you were on vacation. Do we need the conversation, the question was, do we need a named closer?
No.
Or is it going to be by committee? Whoever's got the hot hand,
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
You know,
the Braves did that.
Yeah,
right? The Braves were doing that last year with a couple of guys. Yeah. We can do that, but it's not the naming of one guy that bothers me. It's the guys who our options are that bother me.
Right.
Because I want to ride the wave because Chapman's been good lately. He's been pitching well. He's been spotting his fastball, which he's been terrible. Because remember, he was afraid to throw that fastball for a long time.
Yeah.
And he just kept throwing that breaking ball. He's throwing that changeup, throwing that slider, throwing that cutter, and he was getting killed. And every time he threw a fastball, it was out of the zone. And guys knew it. And they were laying off it, and he was walking the universe. The guy walked everyone. I'd walk against him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we necessarily need a closer, but you have to have that guy that that can go out there and shut the door when the game is tight.
Yep.
And honestly, Dave from the Bronx Muchacho said Marinaccio's the guy. He's the best arm we have in the bullpen right now. Yeah. I'm still on the Clay Holmes train. I think he's just got some mechanical stuff he's got to work on. I think his back injury is it's a phantom IL thing.
We knew that was coming.
Yeah, it was going to happen. He needed to go back and go to the drawing board and figure out why he was hitting people and walking people. But I'm still thinking Clay Holmes is the guy. That you put in the big spot
when he comes back. Well, hopefully we hold it together. We got the Mets, the cowards. We play the cowards tonight. They're I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it to you, Met fans. DeGrom's ducking the Yankees tonight. They want to pitch him. They want to boost his confidence. They don't want to boost his confidence. They don't want to. Right, he's going to go on the injured list for a bruised ego.
Dude doesn't
if
even
he gets touched up by the Yankees.
He doesn't even need confidence. The guy's a stud. He'd probably come out.
Yeah,
and shut
but
the Yankees
you know what?
down tonight.
Man, they're going to let him pitch against Rockies so they can.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah, they're not going to let him pitch against the Yankees.
So you're going to take Taijuan Walker.
Taijuan Walker. Listen, we touched him up last time.
We did.
I think we touched him up. We got him for 4 or 5 runs in the first inning, and we ended up pissing it away.
Yeah, that was a bad bullpen game there.
That was Jordan Montgomery.
That was Jordan Montgomery,
who has been phenomenal for.
Oh my God!
I don't want to hear. That was the dumbest trade ever by the Yankees. Shut up, because you don't know what's going to happen. Some guys need to get out of New York. Right? He was dreadful for the Yankees over the last month and a half that he was there. He was awful.
He struggled every start to just be consistent. You know, and I think
he would like give up a bunch of runs in the first 2 innings and then be great the rest of the game. Like he would be dominant like he was last night.
Yeah.
The rest of the game. But it was those first 2 innings where he wouldn't get settled in and we would already have to play comeback.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. And
I like Jordan Montgomery. I think he's good, but he wasn't good for us.
Yeah, he's probably going to do great. He's going to do great in St. Louis. Clearly, he's very comfortable there. So.
Cashman doesn't owe us an explanation of why he traded him. It wasn't a good fit. We needed somebody else to come in, and somebody had to go. That's just the bottom line.
Well, and the other thing is we had a deal. We had a trade for Lopez from the Marlins, and it fell through. And then
Marlins screwed us on that.
Yeah, we were going to get an outfielder in that trade, and I think that was going to be the guy that was going to be the defensive outfielder, and it fell through. So they're like, shit, we need an outfielder. We need Bader. So they went and got Bader.
I like it. Listen, all you Yankee fans that are talking that shit about Cashman right now, because
go watch
Montgomery's been great.
Yeah.
Wait till Bader comes back, and when he's ripping it up and he lights a fire under this team, you're all going to be eating your own hats.
Go to YouTube and watch Bader's highlight reel, because
not only I told you the last episode I did with you before I left on vacation, Bader is mini Swisher. He's Swisher 2.0. He's fun. He has a good attitude.
Extremely athletic.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's just one day at a time.
Does he put in just as big as a dip as Nick Swisher?
Probably not.
All right.
Most of the guys don't do that. Those young kids aren't into that anymore.
Yeah,
no, I know.
They're into candidips now.
One more thing I want to talk about before we finish up here with and move on to the rest of baseball. We talked a little bit about Joey Gallo and the beard versus no beard stats. Blah blah blah. Is it time for the Yankees to move on?
Yes,
from the grooming thing.
It's been
like there were some idiots on one of the pages I follow. They're like, "Oh, imagine joining a company that tells you how do you groom yourself." I'm like, dude, every company has grooming standards. You can't just show up to work looking like a scumbag.
Right.
The 2004 Boston Red Sox, notwithstanding the Dirt Dogs, those guys that was awesome. By the way, the beards in the hair, but not every team can pull that off. Right. The Yankees have been this way forever. It's a class thing. It's a professionalism thing. And that's the way, they're like, people said, "Oh, you don't like it, don't sign up." Well, he did get traded.
Yeah.
But he knew what he was getting into.
Right.
And he didn't have an issue with it. Guys know coming into New York that they can't have beards and long hair. This is the way it is.
Yep. Yeah.
But is it time to move on from that?
Of course it is.
I think so
it's
too.
Time to move on. Listen, if I don't necessarily believe the rumors about the Castillo and the dreads thing, but he would have had to cut him. That's what would have happened. And you know what? Maybe that was a thing. And in my opinion, you shouldn't have to tell a guy how to cut his hair. Keep it reasonable. Yeah. Like his dreads aren't out of control.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys. We're in 2022. It's time to let some guys grow the beards. Like let them have a little bit of fun. Let them relax.
Bring back the Oscar Gamble afro.
Yeah. Like who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I never agreed. I think maybe when I was younger, I was like so gung ho on like, oh, well, that's the way the Yankees are. That's how it's going to be. But now it's time.
It's time to move on. Let's move on. It's 2022. I spent 24 years in the Navy begging them to change the grooming standard so I can grow my beard in the Navy. But now it's starting to come back again. They're starting to look at those kind of things again. So good for those guys.
And listen, am I saying go out there and grow the caveman beard? No, keep it trimmed up, keep it looking fresh. You know what I mean? But a lot of these guys aren't going to let it go crazy. We're not going to see a Dallas Braden beard out there in center field. You know what I mean?
That beard is wild.
One of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen in my life.
He looks like the Liver King.
He does look like the Liver King a little bit, actually. He does.
But he's more buff than the Liver King. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see.
All right. So Yankees road trip now. Tonight we finish up with the Mets, and it's just another game. As I'm looking at it, just like Jeter used to say, it's just the Mets. It's just another game. Mm-hmm. Let's play one game at a time. Let's win. Let's move on. Have a day off tomorrow. Fly out to the West Coast and take care of business on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Let's beat the Angels. Let's beat the A's. I think we're playing. We might play the Mariners again. I'm not sure.
I think we do. Yeah.
So let's just take care of business, man. And let's just get on the schneid, get a little winning streak going, build up the lead again.
We're almost there,
and let's just get ready for October.
We are almost there. It's almost time for playoff baseball, which is insane.
Yes,
season went by so fast.
Yes, and speaking of gaining steam, I touched on it already. The Atlanta Braves, man, they're 3 games behind the Mets. They're playing fantastic baseball, and they have an injection of youth like we haven't seen in a long time in baseball. They have those 3 kids, Harris. Right, Harris the third, Stridell. What is his name? Strider, and Grissom.
Strider's gonna win the Rookie of the Year this year.
Strider has been great. Harris has been great, and Grissom has been fantastic. Mm-hmm. And the Braves are, and it's big. They lost Pablo Ozuna again, dude.
Yeah,
for legal issues. He got arrested for DUI, so you could just kiss that guy.
He was back playing though. He
was playing.
He came right back and was playing. He got arrested, and then he was just like right in the line.
He's gonna get suspended again.
I mean, so at that point, if you're the Braves, you say, okay, we're gonna suspend you now.
Marcelo Ozuna, not Pablo.
Yeah, I knew what you meant, but like that's weird to me because he gets arrested for DUI and then he's back in the lineup.
Yeah, it's allegedly.
Allegedly, right? Because I think he refused everything. I don't know all the details.
Allegedly,
I love the video is a riot. Because he gets pulled over and he's like, I'm Ozuna from the Braves.
Yeah, but dude,
and if you freeze frame it, he gives the cop his ID and his MLB credentials.
But yes, dude.
I'm like, yo, don't
you know who I am?
Don't you know I'm Ozuna from the Braves?
Not to glamorize drinking and driving because we all know that's bad.
Of course,
please don't do it.
Yeah, but it's just.
But nobody had a cooler DUI stop.
He was
than Marshawn Lynch, bro.
Oh no,
dude, riding on the rims, half a rim.
The cop asked for my ID. I gave him my credit card. So yeah, I think I was a little too fucked up.
Yeah, that's all right, Joe. Don't worry about it. That's hilarious. I mean, it's just like, here's my MLB credentials. That's like, so bro, that's not going to get you anywhere these days.
Please, guys, don't drink and drive. It's not.
Yeah,
good.
No. But it was an interesting one, though. It was an interesting one.
But the Braves are hot, man. They're breathing down the neck of the Mets. And if you're a Met fan, you have to be worried because the Braves don't lose, man. No. The Braves aren't losing games. They went out. They smacked they bitch slapped the Astros this weekend. Mm-hmm. They really went into Houston and they slapped them around, man. Yeah. And you don't see that very often, especially in Houston.
No, not at all.
So the Braves are for real, man. They're back. They struggled early on, and the same as last year, man. They turned it on after the trade deadline. They just completely turned it on. Odorizzi's been pitching good for them. He got his first win as a Brave.
Yep.
In Houston, which was awesome.
Yep.
So
because we kind of questioned that trade a little bit. I was like, Odorizzi. I'm like, but hey, it's working out for him.
Yeah.
So keep it going. What's up, Alan? Alan Noss is in the house.
Hey, Alan, our
one of our resident Blue Jay fans.
One of 2 Blue Jay fans that I know.
Yep. Yeah. He was just basically saying that we don't have to go back on it, but he loves Bader. He got to watch him play in St. Louis.
Yes.
And he was saying Ozuna got booed last night during the game.
Did he?
So,
all right.
Yep.
So you know who's not getting booed right now?
Who's that?
Albert Pujols.
The
machine, bro. He is. Wow. I love to see it. What is he? He's 42. Is he 42? Joe.
I think he's 43.
43, 42.
42.
Yes.
Nice job.
Okay.
January 16th, 1980.
All right. He is 42 years old, which was weird to me because I'm 10 years older than him. And it doesn't seem like it. But because he seems like he's been playing forever. And I told you my Albert Pujols story. I used to not like him.
You did.
But I've become a fan.
Right.
He's a good dude. And the whole thing with his wife aside, with his ex-wife. But listen, the guy's a hell of a ball player. And he's chasing 700, man. And this will be the 3rd guy in our lifetime that's got to that's reached 700.
Yep.
And it's only 2 players ever before that did it. Imagine in our lifetime, we've seen it 3 times, and we probably won't see it again,
right?
Because I don't think anybody else is close.
No, because only 3 men in history have hit 700 home runs: Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth.
All right, so that's right.
Were you thinking of A-Rod?
I'm thinking A-Rod got to 797,
696.
Yeah, 696.
I think so. Yeah,
and he's only 7 away.
Yeah, he's gonna do it, man.
I think he's going to do it.
Like if I was,
you got to put him in the lineup every day. Got to put him in the lineup every day.
If I was a opposing pitcher and the game was out of hand already, just throw cock shots at freaking.
Yeah, just allow them in.
Let's throw cock shots at Pujols and let him ride it, dude.
If he does it, because I mean, let's be real. His OPS right now is the highest in his career.
Right.
Like
because he's a well-liked guy.
Yeah, he is. And for him to do it in St. Louis, it's going to be Yachty's last season. I think Wainwright, I don't know if this is Wainwright's last season or not, but those three came up together. I think he's going to do it. I really do. Because there was a big question as to whether he was going to play in enough games. But I think at this point, he's got to be in the lineup every day if he's going to get 7 more for the rest of the season. But he's clearly swinging it. He's swinging it like he did. I
would say he's one of maybe 4 or 5 guys in the league right now that are automatic first ballot Hall of Famers. Automatic.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of him. I'm thinking of Miggy. I'm thinking of Max Scherzer.
Yep.
Maybe Verlander.
Yeah.
Verlander probably.
I think Verlander definitely.
And
Verlander's on his way to
winning.
It's
too early to talk about Trout because it's too early to talk about Trout.
Yeah.
As great as he is, right now he's not an automatic first ballot Hall of Famer.
No,
because he has to play a full friggin' season.
You got to play, and you got to
hasn't played a full season in what 4 years, 3 years.
Yep. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because when you type in Albert Pujols into Google, the 3 other players that pop up are actually the other 2 that you mentioned, Scherzer and Cabrera.
Yeah. Automatic.
No, he's an automatic first ballot. I hope he gets it.
And I would throw Verlander in there too.
I think even if he doesn't get it this season, you bring him back on like a minimal contract.
He said he's not coming back. He's got it. So let me ask you:
what if he ends it at $6.99 though? He ends it at $6.99.
Pull up who the
no way.
Pull up who the
he's got to
pull up who the Cardinals finished the season with. Who's their last series against at the end of the season? Because right now the Cardinals are in first place. They have 70 wins. They've been on a hot streak. They've been raking. Who do the Cardinals play at the end of the season? Who's the last game of the season against? Say it's the Cubs. Please say it's the Cubs.
Oh, they're playing the Cubs today. They're playing today.
Yeah.
They're playing Chicago today. Pirates.
Yeah, they're playing the Pirates. Come on.
Okay. So
he goes Dodgers. It goes Brewers, Reds, Padres, Dodgers.
Wow.
Brewers again. And then the Pirates, they play him.
He might get them all. He might get all 7 off Josh Hader.
He's got 19 games left to do it.
He might get all 7 off Hader. We played the Padres. He's been terrible. Talk about a bad trade at the trade deadline.
They're talking about not even having him pitch.
God, he's awful. No wonder the Brewers. Remember we get on that show on our trade deadline show. Yeah. We were like, "What the hell are the Brewers doing?" They knew what they were doing. Good on them, dude. That guy's terrible.
Dude, the Cardinals finished the season against the Pirates. They play them 6 times.
Lock it up. They won. They're winning
30th
the
to October 5th.
That's lock it up. They're the NL Central champs. Lock it up. So
then,
if you're the Pirates,
I think
you're the Pirates. It's Pujols is sitting on $6.99. It's the last game of the season.
Got to just throw it in there.
Do you walk the guy?
No.
Like Boone did with Cabrera for his 3,000th hit.
That was a different situation.
A strategic move, though.
That's early in the season.
I don't think you walk him.
No way.
This was probably like
pitch around him.
This was probably like 2 months ago. The Red Sox were playing Pujols. And I was watching the game with my dad, and the Red Sox were winning by, I don't know, 8 runs. Brought in a reliever. It must have went to 12 pitch at bat. My dad's like, why is this guy fighting this like a 12 pitch at bat?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why doesn't he just not throw him a cock shot? Give him a home run here.
Yeah.
He's retiring.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I think the Cardinals. I mean, listen, the way Pujols is playing, he could do it in the next couple of weeks.
I hope he does it, man. I want to see it.
I would love to see him. I would love to see him do it.
Second guy in our lifetime.
Yeah,
and only two before that. I was alive when Hammer and Hank was
right.
When Hank Aaron was alive. Was doing. I was 4. I was almost 4 when he broke Ruth's record, but
needs to happen. It's good for baseball.
It is.
It's very good for baseball,
and it's good for St. Louis. It's a great story. He comes back home.
In the powder blues,
those
powder blues are fire. I want
one. Dude.
I want one.
I was tempted to.
Who would you get
for the Cardinals?
Yeah, who would you get if you could get a powder blue Cardinals jersey? Who would you get?
Ooh, I mean, I would like to say Pujols, but I think maybe Arenado.
It had to be. Oh, okay.
Or Yachty. I think I might get a Yachty because he's a lifelong Cardinal. So maybe Yachty, maybe Wainwright, because I like Adam Wainwright a lot. But yeah, I do like the powder blues. I do like them a lot. If I had to pick one, I'd say Yadi Molina. So I like him behind the plate. Always have.
That's a good. That's
Alan,
a good choice.
Alan says Ozzy. Ozzy.
Ozzy's a great.
Jim Edmonds.
Jim Edmonds. Jim Edmonds. Yeah, that's a name drop. Yeah, it's true. I like
I
that.
don't know, man.
Oh, Goldschmidt.
No, not even my top 3 choices. None of them.
Bob Gibson.
Oh, Gibson
Bob Gibson would be top 3, but he's not my number 1.
Who's the number 1? Then?
Joaquin Andujar.
Joaquin Andujar.
Yes.
Really?
Get me a Cardinals fan on there to tell me how nasty that dude was in the 80s, man.
Wow.
Jack
I
Clark.
was just gonna say I
Give
gotta
me a
go
Jack
back.
Clark.
I gotta go back and
Jack Clark was beefy back in the 80s, bro.
Yeah.
Give me those 85
Joaquin
Cardinals. They won the World
Andujar.
Series over the Royals, I think. That was the famous John Hirschbeck at first base, the safe call. He was out by a mile and he called him safe. That controversial World Series.
Joaquin Andujar.
He was nasty, bro.
3.58 career ERA.
Yeah.
But when he was with
Chris
St. Louis,
Carpenter.
Oh, Chris Carpenter.
Chris
too.
Carpenter. All right, that's a good one.
Matt Carpenter.
Matt Carpenter.
Ooh.
The stash.
You could do the stash,
The
man.
stash. Oh, that's
You know?
I think that would be my number 1.
I like the fact that Matt Carpenter walks around the field with barefoot.
I like the fact that
I've started to do that in life.
I like the fact that he wears A-Rod's number.
That's true. That's true. He's interesting. He's an interesting dude like that. He walks around barefoot. He takes in everything. He does his breathing exercises. He does all that kind of stuff.
So we got to wrap this up. We hit all the points. Yanks, I think they're coming out of it. They're playing with a little bit more fire. We didn't talk about how Cole came out of the first one out of the dugout Sunday when Manoah and Judge kind of had a staring kind of. Because I will say this. So if you didn't see it,
I was there. It
so,
was awesome.
Yes. So you were there at Paul O'Neill Day, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll go a little longer today because I've been away.
Mhm.
So if you didn't see it, Judge got drilled by Manoah. Soon we're going to have these highlights coming up.
Sure.
We'll have these highlights pop up on the show someday, right? We're going to do that. We're going to have highlights pop
Oh,
up.
100%.
Oh, yeah, we'll do this. But now I just paint the picture. Judge gets drilled by Manoah. After he hit a home run that day, right? He did hit a home run. Did he not?
Judge, no.
No, he did not.
Nope.
No, his home run was last night.
Yep.
But Judge got hit by Manoah. Was it intentional? I want to say no.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
I don't think it was. But Judge the Yankees have been struggling. He's been struggling.
He's been struggling control-wise. He was all over the place during that game.
Well, Yankees have been struggling.
Yeah.
Judge has been struggling at the plate.
I was talking about Manoah. He was struggling.
He
with
was.
his
He
control.
was.
Yeah.
But Judge has been struggling at the plate. So a little frustration boiled over because it's very unjudge-like. He stared Manoah down while he was taking his arm pad off, and he was walking towards first base. And, the Blue Jays players kind of got in between him, and the umpire got in between him and Manoah, and nothing was said.
Right.
And if you asked me if there's a dust up, who the first player off the Yankees bench was going to be, I would have said the first person I would have said was Josh Johnson. The last guy I would have said is Garrett freaking Cole. Well, Garrett Cole was the first guy over the fence, jumped over the fence, and started walking towards the mound, yelling at Alex Manoah. Now, his teammates got in between him. Manoah didn't say anything to him.
No.
Judge, what you don't see very often, Judge went up to Manoah and they did a little fist bump and everything was cool.
Yeah.
What you don't see, and respect to both men. That's not old school. Old school, you just go to first base and
right.
But that's not the way the game's played anymore. Most of these guys are friends.
Right.
You never would have seen Bob Gibson give anybody a fist bump.
I personally didn't like it at all. I did not like it.
5 years ago, I would have said yes. But nowadays, that's not how the game's played.
Right.
But it is what it is. But Cole was mad.
Yeah,
and I think Cole did. I think it was by design that he did that because he's I think he's kind of a quiet leader on the team, and he did that, and it kind of fired the team up a little bit. You didn't see a whole lot. The Yankees aren't a lot of rah-rah. They're not during a game. They hit a walk-off, whatever they are, but there's no jacket. There's no stupid shopping cart. There's none of that. Okay. There's no necklace, no chain, none of that. And they just go about their business and they do what it is. But I like the fact that he came over And nothing was, everyone knew it was, he knew coming out that he wasn't going to fight anybody,
Mhm.
but he was out there to just yell and scream and just vent a little bit. And Manoah's comments in the post-game presser were, I don't know. I didn't like what he said. If he wants me, he needs to walk out past the alley sign.
I think Manoah is just saying like, hey, listen, if he wants to throw down, I'll throw down.
Right. I get that, but he
and
knew that's not what was going on.
No, I think Garrett Cole had a lot of leftover frustration from the night before. He
Yes,
has not
100%.
he has not gotten any run support in his last 4 starts, and he's been very good.
Yes.
And he's frustrated because he's the ace of the staff, and he felt like he should have won the night before, and he did everything in his power to do that. He made a couple mistakes, but I think it was a good show to get the team hyped up. But I don't think it was intentional, mainly because I think if it was, you would have seen more guys from the Yankee dugout pop out. I think the Blue Jays were kind of caught off guard with it. They're like, whoa,
I think Judge's reaction kind of set that off.
I agree. And I think if Manoah don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. He was warming up and doing his exercises during Paul O'Neill's speech, and he was throwing the football around. I didn't really like that very much.
I didn't like that either.
But he's one of those guys like Scherzer, like when they were doing that, like they were walking the Little League team around Citi Field, and he was like doing his sprints. He was running like right through them. He doesn't care. Some dudes get into their own head, and
and he's a stud. Come on.
Yeah, he is.
Manoah, let's get this. Manoah is not Max Scherzer.
No, he's not, but he's
But
good.
it's his second season, and he's
okay.
He's throwing well. I'd like to see him in pinstripes. Who wouldn't?
Oh, of course. I like that. He's got some fire.
But I think, I don't think it was intentional. Honestly, I think it was a good chance for Cole to kind of light a fire and to show people that he's not sleeping and he's here to win. And that's what the ace of your staff needs to do. You know what I mean? And you need to have some fire on the team.
Yeah.
And I think Donaldson would have come out of the dugout, but Donaldson, I think, is kind of staying under the radar. You know what I mean?
Good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we both have some reviews we want to do.
Mhm.
Before we get to that, let's do our latest power rankings. Power rankings number 13, 2022 season. Start off with number 5. Now, this, again, disclaimer, this is right now. This is this week, over the last couple weeks since I've been gone. These are the top hottest 5 teams in baseball over the last 2 weeks. There's a lot of changes. Number 5, I want to go with the St. Louis Cardinals. They've been playing some really good baseball. They're up to 70 wins. They're taking over first place. They've taken over first place in the Central. They're probably going to run away with it. They have the easiest schedule out of the teams left, out of the teams in the Central the rest of the season.
Yep.
So I think they're going to kind of run away with it. So I got to go with the St. Louis Cardinals, especially they're riding the Albert Pujols wave. That's going to help out too. Everyone's excited for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's going to bring fans to the ballpark, and that'll motivate the team. So Cardinals at 5. Number 4 team, a new addition this year. We haven't had them on yet this year. I'm going with the Tampa Rays, Notter.
Yeah,
The Tampa Rays have been quietly playing some very good baseball. They don't even and they don't even have their best player back right now. He got hurt again, by the way. Wander Franco did get hurt in his rehab. They pulled him from a rehab assignment with hand soreness, and that's not good.
No.
But they're playing good.
He's had a problem with
last
that.
10 games are 7-3, and they're number 4 right now on our weekly power rankings. Number 3, I'm going to go with the New York Mets. It's hard to argue against the Mets.
Can't. Not right now.
But I think the 2 teams I put ahead of them are playing better baseball right now. And that's number 2, the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves are on fire after going into Houston and bitch slapping them around a little bit, banging the drum on them, so to speak. It was nice to see them play some good baseball, even though they could have swept. Yeah. They had some bullpen hiccups Sunday night, late Sunday afternoon that caused them to lose that game. They had a lead going into the 7th inning. So, but I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves, who are currently only 3 games out. And hopefully the Yankees help them out tonight and beat the Mets. And the Braves can
push it back a little more.
Can put a little bit more pressure on the Mets. And listen, if you're a Mets fan, you kind of, even though you're a little nervous about it because you've been here before, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You kind of want your team to go through a little bit of adversity. You don't want your team coasting through, right? Remember the 98 Yankees?
Yeah.
They tried to coast through September, and Joe Torre put his foot up their ass and say, hey, you guys haven't won shit yet. You don't have the right to relax.
Right.
We still got to go out and win. They lost like 6 in a row. They got swept by a bad Tampa team, and they kind of woke up, and then they just dominated the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And then the number 1 no-brainer, the Los Angeles Dodgers, best team in baseball, no doubt. Even though they've had a little bit of injury bug, they're still playing fantastic baseball. And I will say this, Dodgers fans, be happy now, but you got to go out. You got to win a real ring. Bubble rings don't count.
I like it.
Bubble
I
rings
like
don't count. I said
Yeah.
it about LeBron. I'll say it about the Dodgers.
And they're the best team in baseball because of Joey Gallo.
Joe keeps stabbing he keeps poking and stabbing. I like it.
We want here's the difference between other Yankee fans and Notter and I. Notter and I really want Joey Gallo to do well. I'm glad it's in the National League, but I want him to hit like 400 the rest of the way. Hit like 10 home runs. Help the Dodgers win a World Series, man. If it ain't gonna be my team, I'll root for Joey Gallo.
Yeah, why not?
But
if you guys had to pick someone, it would be you. You seem like the Braves.
I love the Braves.
Yeah, he's a big Braves guy.
Who would you root for if there was another team? You know, your team's not in it to win the World Series this year.
I'm not a Dodgers guy. I mean, I would like to pick the Braves mostly because I love their team chemistry and what the organization is doing over there. Yeah, I'd probably go Braves too. I would.
All right.
I mean, honestly,
They're exciting. They're young.
they're young and they're keeping their core players together. I'm a huge Alex Riley fan.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
They're a good young team.
So yeah, I'd probably go Braves. I think American League. If it's not the Yankees, I would love to see the Mariners get a shot. I really would. You know, I like Julio Rodriguez. I like what they're doing over there too.
Nobody.
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays.
No.
If it's not the Yankees.
No. Nobody.
The Mets?
No.
You root for
Oh,
the
no.
Mets?
Oh, no. They can't lose enough. No.
Boston?
No. No shot. No shot.
Yep.
Boston's out.
Yeah, they're done.
No shot.
That's fine.
You know what? Yeah. The Baltimore Orioles.
Yes, the
Orioles.
Listen, they're not.
I'm not.
far
Everybody
out.
knows I do not blow the horn of the Baltimore Orioles. I dislike them immensely. But I'm kind of digging on them a little bit.
Yeah, I've been telling people all year about the Orioles. Nobody want to listen to me.
All right. So Sunday,
Yes,
you went to Paul O'Neill Day.
I did.
Give us a quick rundown.
Yeah,
I'll
give you the Reader's Digest. Yeah, I went with my mom and dad. My brother couldn't make it because he had actually hurt his back moving, so it was going to be a family day.
Yep.
Obviously, I grew up watching Paul O'Neill. My dad raised me to follow, like playing the game. He was like, Paul O'Neill's the guy you want to watch and you want to play. So yeah, we went up to the stadium. Beautiful day. It wasn't too hot. It was like a nice overcast day, and Scott, the place was packed. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to be that busy because the past few games that I've gone to, it just really hasn't been busy. Dude, the lines everywhere were out of control.
Right.
The place was loud. It was packed. There were people there that actually like knew who Paul O'Neill was.
Right.
And it wasn't just like some, whatever, but no, it was really great. The only thing, and unless somebody can tell me different, the only thing that I didn't like was they usually come out with some sort of commemorative like hat or shirt or something. Like I got the Derek Jeter one. I got the
Mariano,
Andy Pettit and Mariano hats, but they didn't have a hat for Paul O'Neill, and I was kind of bummed about it. Unless I missed
they didn't do one for Bernie either.
Unless I missed it completely, I was kind of hoping they were going to do that. But no, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I got a little emotional. I looked over at my dad, and he was like kind of tearing up because my grandfather was a huge Paul O'Neill fan, and
I loved the bat through the Gatorade.
It was amazing.
Bucket.
It was great. So it was a very cool day. A lot of teary-eyed people out there.
Yeah, man. I would have been with you.
It was something, and a couple of the big Yankee fans texted me. They're like, "Dude, that was emotional, man. That was like really great."
I didn't get to see it because I was on my way home, but
yeah,
I drove right past you.
It was a great speech. He, he brought his whole family out. They got 2 grandkids now, and yeah, the gift was cool. The fun part of that was they brought out the water cooler and they put it down in front of him, and he just booted it.
He kicked
which
it.
was
I thought
great.
That was great.
It was cool.
Good
It was
stuff,
good. It was
man.
and it was a good game too. We won.
Yeah,
we snapped
broke
out of it. Benintendi hit a home run. Nestor pitched.
Congrats,
great,
guys! You finally won a game.
Yeah, we finally won a game. And actually, Harry texted me. He's like, "Hey, can you go to the rest of the games for the rest of the season? Because you broke the streak there." So,
that's good. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
It was a good day.
I would have been there had I not been on vacation.
We had plans originally, but you went on vacation.
I did go on vacation.
Let's do this Glizzy thing.
Let's do a quick one because I know we want to get going.
Yeah.
So I went on an 8-day cruise out of New Jersey, on the Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas. Highly recommended if you've never been on a cruise. That's the ship to go on, man. That thing was massive. First of all, 6,000 passengers. Actually, 5,000.
Didn't I call this Notter? He was going to sell us on a cruise.
5,980 passengers.
You said this. No way. Not gonna
yes. 5,980 passengers. Didn't feel like there was 1,000.
Right.
Everything was so big and massive that you just didn't feel crowded. Lots of options. Plenty. I mean, I definitely got my money's worth.
Good.
When I bought the booze package, I definitely got my money's worth.
So I got to ask, what was the drink of choice?
Whatever the drink of the day was my drink of choice.
And you just stuck with it?
I stuck with it.
Good.
It was a watermelon margarita one day.
Oh.
It was I didn't know what it was because I was in the pool.
He's
the whole
still
day.
burping it up.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, that's the
the cheap ass Miller Lite that we got.
It was
over here.
it was something with blue. It was whatever it was had blue curacao in it. And it was delicious.
Purple
It was purple drink. Yeah, scissor.
Scissor.
That's
That's it.
Oh God! And it was Mai Tai one day, and it was the Bahama Mama one day. It was, dude, whatever it was.
It was frozen. It was
good.
cold, and it was good.
Minimal beers. I think I drank 5 beers all week.
Yeah.
Maybe three.
I'm not a beer guy on vacation.
Not in the sun.
Yeah.
Not in the hot sun.
Yeah.
I think I had a Miller Lite.
Liquor's better.
I think I had a Johnny Lester in the pool when we were on the private island. So,
Yeah.
But food choices galore, man. They had a steakhouse, they had a taco shack, they had a barbecue restaurant, they had the main dining room, they had an ice cream shop, they had the what do they call it? The buffets, the giant buffet.
Oh yeah.
They had a pizza place, they had a British pub. And wouldn't you know it? They had a Glizzy stand.
They had a Glizzy stand.
They had it was a little thing on the boardwalk,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a hot dog stand. You could get a chicken sausage.
Mm-hmm.
You could get a bratwurst. You can get an Italian sausage, or you could get the standard Glizzy.
All right.
Now you know that I am the Glizzy gobbler,
Yes, you are.
the Glizzy goblin.
Glizzy goblin.
And let me tell you, I've had no finer Glizzies than I had on the cruise ship.
Come on.
There was a difference. Same hot dogs.
Yeah.
As you get in the buffet.
Okay.
But the buffet hot dogs, they've been sitting there a while.
Yeah.
The buns are a little stale.
Yeah.
They've been sitting there a while. Still decent, good taste. Didn't have the snap.
Right.
Didn't have the juiciness.
Yeah.
But let me tell you.
The bun wasn't a little toasted. It was just like a little floppy.
Oh, sir. Oh no. They gave you the standard buns in the buffet.
You got the legit.
Oh, you get to go the fancy brioche.
Oh,
with
brioche bun. Okay.
With the everything bagel seasoning sprinkled on there.
Wow.
And they dropped the Glizzy in, and it was 6.5 inches of pure awesome. That's what she said.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. That's amazing.
Yes, dude. And they had all kinds of toppings. They had onions. They didn't have your standard regular sauerkraut. They had fresh grilled cabbage, pickled cabbage. So it was real sauerkraut, not this canned crap.
Yeah.
They had you could get the kid mustard, I call it, the yellow mustard, or you could get the deli mustard, the Goldens.
Nice.
Top notch.
Great job.
I'm going to go, because sometimes I had them. I ate one just about every day. At least one every day.
Perfect.
And the pizza was top notch as well.
Right.
But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the Glizz.
Right.
Because sometimes I
You
had
can
them.
see that you had one every day. I'm going to tell you. No.
Yeah. No, you're not lying. I probably gained a couple, 2-3 pounds while I was gone.
3-4 pounds.
But I probably sweated out too. It was hot as balls.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to go with 9.3 on the Glizzies on Oasis, Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas, because I had some that had been sitting there maybe a little too long. They were still delicious.
Right.
But they didn't have the crispness and the juiciness of one that was fresh.
Okay. All right.
So everything was grilled.
Yep.
There was no roller. They had them on
like an actual
like a cast iron griddle.
Oh, nice.
That had grill lines in it, and it was excellent. The burgers were not so much.
Not so much.
But everything I ate on the ship was spectacular. The steakhouse, spectacular. The food was fantastic. The drink was fantastic. Service was great. It was a well-deserved vacation.
Yes.
Great family time. Good. It was awesome. So that's my Glizzy review. Oyster of the Seas, 9.3 at the Boardwalk Glizzy stand.
I'm sold.
Go, right, man. Go do it.
Hey,
listen, I'm going back in July. I'm going back in July of 2023. I'm going to be they knew me on a first name basis. The bartender and the Glizzy guy knew who I was. All right, guys. Well, thanks. Hey, listen, before we go, we want to give one of our biggest fans a birthday shout out. Tomorrow is Billy Edwards' birthday.
Oh,
we're sorry we're going to ruin your birthday tonight, Billy, when the Yanks beat the Mets.
Yes.
So you'll have the Rockies to look forward to on your birthday
Yeah,
tomorrow, and Jacob DeGrom.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Billy. Also, I would like to say a shout out to my lovely wife, who turns the big 5-0 on Friday too. We're going to celebrate by going to see the man, Kenny Chesney, at Gillette Stadium. It's going to be awesome. Going to see some Old Dominion. I've been waiting 2 years. We've been waiting for this concert. So
excellent.
It's been pushed off since 2020.
That's right. Yeah.
Everybody else have a great day. Real quick, we want to say a quick shout out to our sponsors, of course, Canadips, our boys.
Yes.
Case doing a great job, buddy. Everything's great. I let people try Canadips on the cruise, by the way.
There you go. Perfect.
I was passing out Canadips on Oasis.
International marketing right there.
I was by the pool with my Canadips. Hey, what's that? Oh, let me tell you.
Yeah, let me tell you all about it.
So I gave him a little bit of Canadips and a Bronx Baseball and Beer business card.
Oh, excellent. New followers.
Yes,
hello,
sir. Yes,
everybody.
so Canadips, of course, Red Bull, Arctic Coolers, SeatGeek, and our great friend at Axe at Baseball Boards. So, guys, thanks for watching. We went a little bit long today, but like I said, I've been on vacation.
It was needed. We needed to catch up.
So next week, listen, we got a lot of surprises coming, Notter.
Yeah, we do. We have some announcements that we're going to be making here very soon.
We got some new stuff on the set here, and we got even more stuff coming to the set.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe next Monday show, we're really going to have a treat for you guys. So,
absolutely.
And when it's ready to announce the rest of this stuff, stay tuned to our social media, because we have some really cool stuff to talk about and tell you guys about that's coming down the pike for B3 and Bronx Baseball and Beer.
Yes.
So until next week, guys, I am Scottso Fryer.
I am Chris Not Yet Notter.
We will see you next time on Bronx Baseball and Beer. Be safe, everybody.
See you guys.
SeatGeek. Our first date was at a basketball game.
Just what every girl wants, right?
What? What's more romantic than two people sharing their passion?
No, you're right. It was actually pretty romantic.
And we had great seats. Remember?
We even made it to the kiss cam. That's when I knew it was for real.
I won twice that night.
Get your seat tickets to sports, concerts, and live events. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Use code BronxBBB.
It's about time we got to work.
There we go. Red Bull gives you wings.